part of a series, and that was on arm balances. So that usually means the next day in class, I provide an opportunity for those arm balancing things for everybody. So when it comes to pouring weight into the arms, whether you are a proficient arm balancer, I can balance on my hands, no problem. I feel strong, amazing. If you're like, well, not like 100% confident in my arms, but I'm feeling pretty good, like we have like a level below that. And then there's the like, boy, I'm really not confident in my ability to hold myself in my arms, and that might be a valid idea. Like, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why that's true. If it is, I'm asking you to pour weight in your hands, to stack your weight over your bones in your arms, and to like press there, and I'm hoping for at least 30 seconds. So even if you're not arm balancing, I'm gonna ask you to try to push some weight into your arms. That 30 to 70 seconds is like according to the guy that wrote Yoga for Osteoporosis, the magic amount of time that it needs for your bones to increase in their density over time. So same as standing on one leg, it's gonna give the body weight all to one leg, and it's gonna encourage that bone density to grow in these bigger bones in the legs. Pressing through your arms is gonna do the same thing here. So if you're like arm balancing, that's bananas. That's okay. Still put weight in your arms, and we're going for that like time. So it's not just like, oh, and then out. I want you to like pour it in and try to stay there. 30 seconds. You know, if they're really fast, 5 yoga breaths. You know, that'd be fast ones. Probably slow it down to like 2. So that's what you're going on today. So as you come into your comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders, closing your eyes. Let's just start with this feeling or idea of pouring weight in your hands. What it's like for us to put weight into our hands. Do the hands feel stable and strong? Do you trust your hands to carry the weight? Do you have an awareness of where you are on the spectrum, whether it's within fear or ego? My ability to keep myself safe. To cautiously explore the boundaries without running and diving off the cliff. Then from the body, its ability, what's the quality of the mind today? Even the mental space to explore those boundaries. Is there anyone in your life that you would like to dedicate or offer your time and practice to? might have what they need. And that they might rest well. Fluttering your eyes open on an inhale, take both arms, reach them up towards the sky. Begin to make some circles in the wrist. And then reversing those circles, take them in the opposite direction. And releasing your arms, take them behind your back. Release the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the chest, lift the arms, straighten your arms as best you can. Make little movements in the neck. And then release the arms, take them in front of you, and release the fingers, turn the palms inside out. In the same way, you can move it around. Chin to your chest. Movement to the left, movement to the right. Keep those palms as they are, take the arms up to the sky, so the palms face the same. Do a lean to the right. Pressure the butt cheek down. Good, come on back up to center, nice and tall. Exhale, to the left, press that right butt cheek down. Back to center, releasing the arms. Lower your chin down to your chest, take the right ear to the right shoulder. Find that sweet spot, maybe the chin drops down or lifts up. Chin back down to the chest, up through the left shoulder. Lower that chin back down to the chest, a few gentle circles. And then reverse. You were shaking yes, now you shake no. And then coming back to center. Forward over your knees in a tabletop position. Grounding your hands down underneath your shoulders, hips over the knees. Good, make a few circles, shoulders over the wrists. Notice the way the weight pours to your palms. So the circles are small. We're just moving from the wrist to the fingers. Take those circles in the opposite direction. Super straight arms. Good. Coming back to center, take the right fingers to the back towards the face of the knee. And the left. And your upper back stays lifted. So yeah, the fingers face the knees. Palms are down on the ground. Shoulder blades away from each other. Can you bend your elbow? No is a perfectly good response there. Shoulder blades stay apart, maybe the elbow back. Good, and then back to center, turn the right hand forward. Good, now lean your weight out into your fingers so your body weight goes forward. your wrist, like the forearm is towards the palm. But now try to lift your fingers up off the floor, just the fingers, the knuckles stay down. No bending your elbows. 1, lower them down. 2, lift the fingers, lower them down. 3, lift the fingers. 4, lower them down. Last one, 5. Hold them up, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 down. If you're not like, oh, you weren't leaning enough into those fingers, you know? Now we're gonna lift the palms up, so the knuckles stay down, right? So where the finger and the palm meet, those knuckles that you'd like pop somebody in the nose with, those knuckles stay on the floor. You're trying to lift the palm off the floor, so you come up on your fingers, and then lower down. Lean into your fingers. Press, push up, and lower down. Press, push up, and lower down. And then press, lift those palms up, and lower down. Good. Tuck the toes, hips to the sky, down facing dog. Now, from down dog, push through those palms with the palms off the floor. Or push through your fingers with the palms, not the fingers, the palms up off the floor. And then lower them down. Yes. Oof. And then up, both together and down. 2 more. Up. Your toes don't have to go. One more time. Lift those palms. And lower them down. Good. Lower your knees down. Good. Turn them back to the hands down onto the floor. The fingers face each other. So put the backs of the hands down. When the fingers squeeze, they squeeze in toward your wrists, and that's where you're facing. Walk your hands back towards your knees to take the weight out of your wrists. If you're like, oh, I want more weight, you walk them forward. But not just the wrist walks forward, your shoulders have to come forward. Maybe you end up in a plank position on the backs of the wrists, right? Ooh. Now, squeeze those fingers in. Thumbs too. Arms stay straight, no bending the elbows. And then spread them wide and back. Good. Straighten the arms. Squeeze them in. And roll them back and down. Fingers back to the floor. 3 more times. Squeeze in. Spread them wide and down. Arms super straight. Squeeze them in. Spread them wide. Last time, weight comes forward, 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 or you walk those hands back, and then spread them wide and down. Good. Now we turn those hands back over. Good. 3 big circles. Hips all the way back towards your heel. And then out over the fingers. 1, big circles. 2, and 3. Reverse for 3. 2, and 1. Back to center. Good. So raise into your push-ups. The shoulder blades come together. Your shoulder blades move apart and your arms stay straight. If you're like in tabletop here, you're like, I can do these all day. And you step back to a plank position. Try to from plank. So shoulder blades together. Make them touch. And then shoulder blades apart. Shoulder blades together. And shoulder blades apart. Now, notice if your butt and your low back are doing a lot of the movement, and try to only do it from your shoulder blades. They come together. They move apart. They come together. They move apart. 3 more. Together and apart. So nice. Together and apart. Last one, together and apart, and then hold them apart for 10. 9, 8. Keep pushing the ground away. 7, 6, 5. Lift this to the ceiling. 4. Shoulder blades away from each other. 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees down. Good. Puppy pose. Butt stays over the knees. Walk those hands out nice and long out in front of you. Your arms try to turn towards each other. Palms try to turn up towards the sky. Elbows keep turning in to face each other. Keep trying to roll those shoulders in and in. Now reach through your fingers, lots, like you're reaching for a marble under the couch. And imagine my thumbs right between your shoulder blades, and you just press that space down. I know, right? Does it sound good straighter? Yes. Good, as gracefully as you can. Make your way out of that position. Forward or back. Downward facing dog. Good, in your downward facing dog, walk your hands back towards your feet, come into a forward fold at the back of the mat. Padahastasana, grab a hold of the big toes with your feet and fingers. Find a bend into your knees. Draw the crown of your head down. Right, Vinyasa, chest to the thighs. Straighten those legs as best you can. Good, so if your feet are not hips distance apart, you can spread them out a little wider. If you're like, this would feel better if my feet were closer or further apart, you take what you like. And then see how much you can pull those knees apart a little bit as you straighten your legs, just to stretch those hamstrings a little differently. Notice if one leg feels a little different than the other. Lots of times they do. Good, releasing, inhale, half lift. Exhale and forward fold. Place the hands down, Padahastasana under the feet. So, palm of the hand to the sole of the foot. Yeah. And walk those toes all the way up towards your wrist. Bend the knees as much as you can. Now lean some of the weight into your toes so your butt goes forward. Then you can try to straighten your legs a little bit. Keep trying to pull those knees apart a little bit for that sweet spot in the hamstring if that was working for you. Drop that chin down, shake your head, yes. Shake it, no. And then releasing the feet. Walk it back out, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, on an inhale, come forward, your plank position. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Hold. Breathe. Breathe. And lower the knees. 2. And one lower all the way down. Good. Find your baby forward. Shoulder squeeze together. And they draw down your back. Press into that floor a little bit. Lift the chest a little higher. Pull your low belly in to support your back and take your hands off the floor. Good. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. And then exhale, lower back down. Good. Sit back towards your heels. Transition through a child's pose. Back to downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, take the right leg up. 3-legged down dog. When you're 3-legged down dog, come forward to a plank position and take that knee and touch your right elbow. Hold. So for 2 and 1. Send it up and back. Put that right foot down. Good. Left leg lifts up. 3-legged down dog. Good. Come forward to a plank position. Plank. Now pull that knee to touch that elbow. Hold it there. For 3, 2, and 1. Back to downward facing dog. Left foot on the floor. Look forward. Exhale, hop, step, jump off foot, hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, and forward, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, arms up, overhead, a little back, and up. And exhale, forward fold, hands back over here. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, and forward fold, grab the compound, step back, plank position. From plank, push forward, lower down, chaturanga and hold. You can lower the knees down, but I don't want you to be like a hammock. So get your butt up in line with your shoulders, or your shoulders down in line with your butt. Lower the knees is a valid option. If you feel those hips sagging, lift them up, bend the elbows to lower the chest. You're almost there. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way. Good. Inhale. Halfway lift. Baby cobra, teenage cobra. Take your hands off the floor. Hold yourself there with the strength of your back. Squeezing the glutes. See if you can on and inhale. A little back. Good. Exhale, we're all the way down. Transition to a child's pose, back to down facing dog. Good. Right leg up in the air as we lay down. Come forward to a plank position as you exhale. Right elbow or right knee to right elbow. Tap. Good. And then send it up and back. Good. Right knee to the nose. Come through the center. Hold the center. For 3, 2, and 1. Up and back. It's going across your body now. Right knee to the left elbow. Pull it across. Push the ground away a lot. For 3, 2, and 1. Up and back. Good. Step the right foot through between the hands. Lower your left knee down to the left. Good. From that low lunge, both arms reach up. Pressing forward, squeezing the back glutes. Good. Draw the hands to heart center, big inhale. Exhale, left elbow outside the right knee. Twist over towards the right. Pull that low belly in and up, in and up, in and up. And then now tucking those back toes underneath the back knee. Maybe not. It's not a big deal. For 3, 2. Come back up to center. Both arms reach up. Good. Exhale, hands down. Half step the back foot in, straighten both legs, use those blocks. Triangle or pyramid pose. Square those hips towards the front. You have the option to feel the sole of the right foot up off the ground. Try to bring your right butt cheek as sexy as you can. Stick it out there. Lift it up from the bottom. Good. Rebend into the right knee. Grab the palms. Step back. Plank position. Slow. Chaturanga in the back. Don't worry, you're not going to have to hold it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up in the air, 3-legged down dog. Good. Left knee comes to your left elbow. Big touch.
and send it up and back. Big inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, right to the center. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Send it up and back. Good. This time across the body. And hold. Push the ground away for 3, 2, and 1. Send it up and back. Good. This time it steps through between the hands. Lower your back knee down. Both arms up towards the sky. Low line. Good. Squeeze your glutes, press those hips a little further forward if you can. Hands come to heart center. Rotate left elbow or right elbow outside the left leg. Good. Back toes stuck under. Maybe move the back together. We're low belly in, so you can twist a little further. Push off those arms. All. Good, and then back with some of the arms reach up. And then the hands come down. Step the back foot in, straighten both legs. Pyramid pose on the side. So now we're really trying to lift that left butt cheek up. Rolling that thigh out and the front leg. Staying as long as possible in the side body. Rolling out from here. Good. Rebending into that front knee. Ground those palms down. Step back. Plank position. Slow lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing down. Exhale back. Downward facing down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop set, jump off, float, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand, arms up, head a little back. And exhale, forward fold. And back on the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Ground lift, come down, step, jump, walk, or foot it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. And then coming forward again, that plank position. Push the ground away. Option to lower the knees as needed. Option to widen the legs as needed. So wider legs makes it more stable, a little easier. The closer the legs get together, the harder it gets. Push down a lot into your right hand so that your left hand gets light. Touch your right shoulder, your left shoulder, your arm forward, and then put it down. That's one. Now do that without moving your opposite side. Touch, touch, reach, return. Touch, touch, reach, return. You keep switching arms. Touch, touch, reach, return. 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 Last one each side. Touch, touch, reach, return. Touch, touch, reach, return. Lower the knees down, bring the knees together. Your toes touch, knees touch. Puppy pose. So butt stays over your knees, reach those arms up. Draw those elbows in towards each other, chest drops down. as gracefully as you can. We're coming back out of that forward or backward. We all end up in child's pose. Put your hands and back towards your heels and keep those arms extended. That's up to you. Whatever's going to feel good in your arms right now. And you come back to those intentions from class. Sometimes it's about doing more, and sometimes it's about doing less. If it's not hard enough, you don't get a chance to create that compassion. Maybe it's the fire of transformation and growth, the good burn. Extend those arms back out nice and long. Remember the palms touch the toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up in the air, feeling it down. Now, bring that knee into your nose. Hold it up there. Hold it up there, hold it up there. And then put that foot on the ground. Good, pause. Keep pressing the ground away. Good, now keep pressing the ground away. That means your palms are on the floor. Push the ground away. Now pick that foot up and send it back. And then put that foot on the ground. And the left leg. Pick it up. Push the ground away. Step it between your hands. Don't take your palms off the floor. Hold there. Push the ground away. And then step it back. And put it down the ground. Okay, now take your right foot, step it between your hands. Don't take your palms off the floor. But now switch the legs. And switch the legs. You're going for hang time. You got 30 seconds. I don't want to hear you thud at the ground, okay? Boom! I want you to, let's say how light you can make it. You gotta keep going, right? Keep moving all that. Maybe you're just like dancing it forward and back. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a big jump. Keep those arms pushing down to the ground. That's the 30 seconds of push. Okay, whether or not you can arm balance, you can push the ground weight for 30 seconds. We're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top of the night. Yay. Both arms up towards the sky. Lift up, right fingers around the left wrist. Lift up. Exhale, tip to the right. Back up to the center. Switch the grip. And tip. Exhale. And back to the center. Release your arm. Inhale, and then you sweep your arms up to the sky. Vinyasa. Sitting back in that chair that's not there. Grab your fingers around your elbows. Try to get those elbows back behind your ears. Breathe. Good. Try to pull those knees apart a little bit. Yeah, space track right in line with the toes. Feel like that right knee wants to fall. Pulling it out. And then sit down a little lower. Keep your track. But lower your chest halfway to the floor. Butt to the back, toes can lift up. Good. Then use your back muscles to lift those arms up. Yeah. Good. For 5. Sit back. Lift your chest up a little bit. Yeah, pull those back. 2. And 1. Lower your chest on the floor. Straighten a little bit.
Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, run the palms down, step back to a plank position, and then lower down onto your forearms, forearm plank, wrap your fingers around your elbows, just like you did in that last version. So fingers around your elbows. You can lower your knees down, but you're in a like forearm plank position. Fingers are around your elbows, and breathe, pushing the ground. Good, bring your feet together, big toes touch. Good, now take your heels, cup them to the right, left arm goes up to the sky. Right forearm down. Side plank. Good. Take a hand under your right arm. So left, you turn your chest towards the floor, and then back to center. Good, you got 30 seconds. Pushing down for 30 seconds through that arm. Making those rotations, challenging your core. Heels are on the side, heels are on the side. Stack those feet. 3, 2, and 1. Back to your forearm plank or a rest. Hey. Feet are together. Got 15 seconds left of the break or that plank. If you're not in a plank yet, get in there now. Everybody, heels to the left, right arm up to the sky, side to side. And the same idea, you have that option to like work the rotation so that your arm in the air goes under and then back, under, back. But not side. Breathe. Turn your chest, not just arm, the whole body. Yes, one more. And then back to center. There you go. And then all the way through. And back to center. And then forearm plank, last 30 seconds before you take your extra long rest. Push the ground. And stabilize into those arms. 7 seconds. 3, 2, and we'll lower all the Are your arms cooked?
You haven't even done the arm balance.
So, building the strength comes from pressing the weight through your arms, especially in that really good alignment. Doesn't matter to me if you ever float an arm balance. I will work with you to develop the bone strength and the muscular strength and the stabilizing strength to find those things to your ability. It takes time and practice. Let's sit your hips back towards your heels. And then all the way up to a seated position on your heels, so you're sitting up tall. All right, so if you have a block, use a block. If you don't have a block, you could get you a block or borrow one from somebody. But we're gonna look at how the forearm stacks over the wrist, the block behind your hand. So, or like the people on the camera, for you guys, like my hands here and my forearm stacks over the wrist. Like stacks over my wrist. So if my elbow bent or leaned back, I would knock the block over. So I don't want to be behind my wrist. I want to be out in front of my wrist. So we're going to play with pushing the ground away, coming up on the tippy toes, and looking for your belly button. And then back down. So it doesn't have to be super tight, but I want you to get your feet in as close as you can, okay?
So,
It goes behind the wrist.
yeah, who needs a block? Yuri? Okay, Yuri, you do block? Sure.
It's like a lighter one, please. Josh, you always float so easily.
It's not as easy
So,
as
block is behind the wrist, hands are on the floor. So, what we're looking for is that line of where does with my palm on the floor, how do I stack so that my body weight stays in forward, don't knock the block forward, try not to even touch it. Come up on your tippy toes now, take your butt up as high as you can. Lean out into those fingers, walk your feet as close as you can, keep straightening the arms. Push the ground away. Good, and hold, 10. 9, 8, look for your belly button, round the back, 6, 5, 4, yes, 3, you feel those fingers working, 2, and 1.
Oh, wait, come on.
Good. Alright, so now we're gonna find a spot near a wall. We're gonna practice pushing the hands down with our back to the wall, and maybe that's all you're doing. Right, it's coming up on those tippy toes, pressing your back in towards the wall. So it looks like this, push the ground away and up on my tippy toes. Okay, you wanna hold those? Amazing. If you're finding that press, push, and the hop, you can find your hops. Trying to get your butt to kiss the wall. Up, hold, look for my belly button, pull my knees in. These walls that are made of concrete, you're not gonna go through if that's your fear. Don't go through the window. That you'll go through. You know?
And there's stairs back there.
Yeah. Not down that one. But any of the walls are fine. The concrete walls, if you're really nervous, they're very safe. Okay? So find your little hops. If you feel comfortable finding the hop in the middle of the room, you can find the hop and try to float through the middle of the room. You're there? Yeah. Here you go.
Use me as an example of what's not.
Oh, please. I'll turn this way. Nobody has to feel like they're getting watched. Nobody's getting watched.
Sort of getting over that fear.
You know what's crazy? This is like the one I love when I'll flip. This is like the one that's better.
Jump. Try to get your butt to touch the wall. Hop. Jump off those feet. So if you're too close to the wall, you're not going to be able to get the jump. Your butt, you need to get your hands a little bit away from the wall so you can move, your butt can go forward. Yes, Deb, that was great. Great job. Kelly, one more time. Hey. Maybe you're I would think maybe get a little bit closer. You're like this far away from the wall. Okay. Maybe put your hands in closer. Closer together. The purpose is to the wall. You gotta hit the wall. Not even close. Okay. Super not even close. Not even close. Push those fingers away. So if your shoulder goes forward, your butt all the way forward. Your butt touches one leg up.
I can't.
Have your butt next to the wall. Find your butt next to the wall. There is the wall. You feel how far that is? Yeah, it's far. Good. Now bring your knee back into your chest. Down. Yep. Pull it in. Pull it in. Pull it in. Down. Get your butt back against the wall. Yes. That's the position. Okay. But then put it back on the floor.
For me, everybody touches the wall before your feet.
I don't want everything to touch
small. You say, so when you want this small, right?
So then you can pull your head through.
Okay, that's my, so that's, yeah, it's like right here, so I have to pull it down, so pull it that way.
So that means too much is going, like, you want this line, not this line.
So right now you're in this line, or your head's touching the wall.
Okay, and I want you to get this line. So you're
Okay.
gonna pull your head through. Okay. How we doing, guys? Are we done?
Take a last.
Well, if you can jump and keep it in and hold that tuck position, then the leg going up is like the next, because then we can like fold the legs up and down.
He's like,
So I did like, so with Callie, I tried to like do like the one leg up to figure out how far away the wall was. It's a lot further than our jumps were coming like this far away. So it's like, I didn't want to take one leg up to show her like, there's the wall. And it was like, oh my God, it's far. Way far. But that's like getting this out of this alignment into this alignment. That even if you're just pushing the ground away out the wall, you're finding that shape. So,
I like the one with the blocks, where you go on the tippy toes and you have to like just hold yourself there. I feel like it gives you a good, like, use your fingers. But my butt's nowhere near the wall either.
let's know we're gonna walk. Alright, guys, let's bring it in. On that, onto your mat. Take a little child pose. Grounding the palms down. Tuck the toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. And in the downward facing dog, you can pedal out on the feet, moving your hips. Look between your hands. Walk your feet halfway up, just halfway. Push the ground away. Find a little hop to bring those feet. Butt stays up in the air, just like we did against the wall. You jump and your butt stays up as you come down. And your feet go between your hands. But your butt stays up. Feel how your butt came down? Keep your butt up in the air. So don't end up in a squat. Jump. Your butt came down. So, yeah, just finding 4 little hops, pressing. Butt stays up. Butt stays up. Switch the ground way. 3. Yes, like that. 2. Yes. 1. Good. Inhale, half lift. Exhale. Wonderful. Separate your feet about hips, a little wider than hips distance apart. Take your hands behind your knees. Good. Arms behind your knees, forearms behind your knees. So you get your hands to touch together behind your knees. Good. Now sit down. Yeah. So you're like,
Oh, okay.
you can relax your hands out away from each other. You can like bend one knee, like let your hips rock from side to side. You can do yourself a self massage on your wrists.
Like Vinyasa.
Yeah, you can like move your fingers around. You can lean from side to side. You can lift them and move a different part of the wrist underneath there. These little hamstrings. Oh. Squeeze it. Good. Releasing. Hands come down inside now. Vinyasa squat. You need to stand up and then re-sit down for Vinyasa. There you go. Heels stay on the ground. So you're only lowering your butt as low as you can keep your feet on the ground. You might need your legs a wider apart. Good. Find that squeeze in your inner thighs. Big squeeze in. And then release. Take the right leg, pull it away from your right arm. And then back to the side. And pull your left leg away from your left arm. And then back to the side. And then pull both legs away from both arms. Good. And down, straighten your legs. Rock a little side to side. Good. Back down, awesome squat. Sit down. Heels stay down. Right arm goes down towards the floor. Left arm reaches up towards the sky with your open. And then find that arm behind your back, so both of them over the shin, maybe finding the bind. Or not. Yes. And smile. And we breathe. And then back to the center. You find the same on the opposite side. Left arm down, right arm, taking it behind your back. Release. The chest. Other way, Marianne. Yeah, first time. Hold on. First breathe. And reach that way.
I know, that's right, but that's the direction for that. They're not touching because it happens.
Good, back to center. Good, rise all the way to stand. Straight and go forward. And then we're gonna take one more. Bend in those knees. Sitting down in that Vinyasa squat, set up forward, forward. Hands out in front of you. Palms down the ground. Shoulder, you get that wrist over, your forearm over your wrist. And forward, like when the block was there. Then, looking forward, squeeze those inner thighs in towards each other. And see if you can find that weight forward and one toe up. Or maybe two toes up. And maybe you're just pouring weight in your hands for the next 20 seconds. So good. There's value to holding this with a foot on the ground. Good, release in the we're all gonna be back to downward facing dog. You can move through the vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or straight back to down dog. Where do you go? Pushing the ground away. We walk the feet forward. Or jump them through. So walking forward, keep those hands pressing down across your ankles, bend your knees. Keep wiggling your feet through, keep wiggling through, wiggle through. Palms down, and sit. Yes. It's like, how much can I push down? Good, legs out in front of you. Cross your right knee on top of the left knee. If it feels okay, the bottom knee can bend too, so that your knees cross, so you're in a cow face pose. So, knee on top of knee. And you can keep your heels in, or you can start to slide the heels out. So we're trying to stack the knees as best you can. Good, so the right knee's on top. So let's take the right arm behind our back. So we roll it in and reach up the back. And then the left arm rolls in and goes down the back. And when you find that position, you're gonna squeeze. You can grab a hold of your hands or a hold of the towel or a sock or something that connects your hands. use the strap.
I'll fall down.
Your right arm comes across the top.
We're gonna do both sides, so it doesn't really matter.
Very
The
true.
arm that's up in the air. Can you get that one behind your head? And if you can, if you push your head back into your arm, get a little extra stretch. And then can you try to pull your hands apart while you hold this? And then carefully release the hands. And then the legs. So same thing opposite side. Second the knees as best you can, heels can be toward your hips, they can start to come out straight and like a straight line across the mat. The left leg is on top, so this will take the left arm behind your back. And then we're trying to get those hands together. Strap, sock, towel, and you can grab your shirt behind your back. You get your arm behind your head. And if you can, you sit up really tall and push your head back into your arm. And you try to pull the hands apart. And carefully move those arms. Good, extend those legs back out. Give them a shake. Sitting up nice and tall, soles of the feet together. Good, big inhale here. Exhale, tipping forward, using the weight from your elbows or your arms, and I'll push those knees down. If they're in space, you can put the blocks underneath the knees. Give them a little support. You can start to crawl your way forward with your hands. On your inhale, back up this one. Bring those knees together. Soles of the feet down, take the hands back behind you. Reverse tabletop or reverse plank. First plank, the legs are off. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your hips up. If you're doing the reverse tabletop, the knees bend, and you're still squeezing, lifting the hips up. Nice and slow, lowering yourself back down onto the floor. Bring your knees into your chest. Hands alongside your body, Vinyasa, boat pose. So you're finding the place where you can balance on your butt cheeks, your feet come off the ground. If you can, your arms come up overhead. Then I want you to sink your boat so your arms and legs move as far away from each other as you can. And then lift the boat up as high as you can. 10, up and down. 10, 9, 8, as low as you can go, as high as you can go. Reach for your toes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And one. Good. Ugh. One more, reverse tabletop, reverse plank. It's your counter. Maybe a bridge pose if you'd like to. You can do bridge pose. Especially if your wrists have habits. Good, and lower those hips back down. Navasana, pose. From your Navasana, we're gonna row your toes, okay? So your hands in front of you, you're gonna turn to the left and turn to the right, like you're kayaking, yes? Side to side, and side to side in Navasana. You want it for 20 seconds, because that's been like the number for today. Rotate your body, rotate your torso. This was like your side plank. Under the sides, yes. We're almost there. We're flat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lay it all the way down. Oh. Good. Back the soles of the feet down to the floor. Lift those hips up towards the sky. Bridge pose. Interlace the fingers behind your back. See if you get those palms to touch. Pinkies to press down on the floor. Chest lifts up. Go nice and slow, release the hands down. Upper back, middle back, lower back comes down onto the floor. Good, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. Couple of little circles on the low back. Couple circles opposite direction. Good. Place the soles of the feet down as wide as the mat. So the knees are bent, the legs are wide, mat's distance apart. Keep the feet at that mat's distance apart, drop those knees to the right. Back through center. Keep those feet mat's distance apart, both knees to the left. And then back through center. Good, drop both knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug, squeeze everything in. Hands inside the knees, you can grab onto the soles of the feet. Little rock side to side. Maybe straighten one leg and then the other. Do I draw the knees back into the chest? Setting everything out nice and long, arms overhead, legs long, stretch yourself out, fingers to toes. Stretch. Fingers and heels, stretching the back side of the body, keep stretching. And then exhale, release. So this is where I'll let everybody that's at home go for their longest St. Patrick's Day Shavasana that they would like.